Chemistry lesson, determining the molar mass. Determining the molar mass of a compound is a very important concept in chemistry. It's one that you're going to have to get down because you're going to be doing this on a continuous basis all throughout the year. We can do this fairly simply as long as we can put the compound formulas together. The periodic table as shown here shows me that every one of the elements has the molar mass determined already, and all I have to do is copy it. So if I am interested in something like sodium, right here, as I can see that the molar mass of this is 22.99. Okay? If I'm going to add it, say I wanted to add it to like fluorine over here, it has 19 grams per mole. Because remember, the amount that it shows here on the bottom of each one of these, like let's take a look at gold. Okay, remember, if I'm talking one atom, then that weight is in atomic mass units. However, if I'm talking 1 mole of atoms, which is what we normally deal with in chemistry, then that is going to be in grams. So as we see here in gold, there's 197 grams in every mole of atoms. And remember, a mole of atoms is what? 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay? So for us to be able to figure this out, all we have to have is a periodic. The one that we use in class looks like this. Very basic, very bland, but it has all of the atomic masses that you need listed here. So whatever the situation is, you can figure out the atomic mass, or the molar mass, if we will, of any one of the elements by just looking at that molar mass that they give us per element and then putting it in the correct compound. Take a look and practice here. Let's take a look and see, okay, what is the molar mass of sodium chloride? We want to know 1 mole of sodium chloride. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I got to take a look, and I would want to end up, let's say, okay, well, let's blow this up just a touch here, and we'll get it bigger so we can see, and we can see then that sodium here weighs 22.99 grams per mole. So that's 22.99 grams per mole. And chloride over here weighs 35.453. 35.453 grams per mole. So then when I add that, I would get 57, and you end up with about 58 and 3.4 grams per mole. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the final details, but that's, close enough right there that you can figure out the mass of 1 mole of sodium chloride. Get that back down there to where we need it. Now, let's practice a tougher one, okay? I'm going to say that I want you to determine what is the mass of 1 mole, okay? 1 mole of magnesium phosphate. Now this is why I said, you need to be able to see or determine by yourself, which you will later in chemistry, determine by yourself how to get the correct compound formula. I'm going to give it to you here. So I'm going to say you've got magnesium phosphate. I'm going to give you a few minutes here, or you just press pause down here at the bottom of the video lesson and go through and figure out what is the molar mass of magnesium phosphate. Now you should have been able to say, okay, I've got magnesium, and by looking at the periodic table I can see that it weighs 24.3 grams per mole, and according to my formula I have 3 of them. Then I had phosphorus, and according to my formula, which phosphorus is 30.97 grams, and I had 2 of them, because this number here is going to add each one of these, because this is a polyatomic ion, but we haven't got to that, we'll talk about it later. Okay, and then I had oxygen, which is 16 grams per mole, and there's 4 for each one, but I got 2 of them, so that is times 8 of them. So then I would do my math: 16 times 8, 30.97 times 2, 24.3 times 3. Go ahead and add all those up, and you should have come up with 262.82 grams per mole. Okay? Extremely important that you learn this skill. So go over this video as many times as you need, practice it, come in and ask questions, but you need to master this skill to be able to get through this class. Remember, chemists try. Never, ever, ever give up, and stay gritty.